G'day ladies and gentlemen, welcome to By Artists for Artists. My name is Jazza and this is the Artist Showcase where I showcase your work which is sent to byartistsforartists.newgrounds.com, and 10 of them a week are shown in this video series. One of them is picked to be featured on the Newgrounds front page, and there are many more also showcased on the Tumblr page. So you can find the links to those in the description, but we're going to get started, and the first piece is by artist Warty Newt and it's called Dark Ruins. This piece comes across as a bit of a conceptual environment and it's really effective, especially the lighting of the orange from the flames, which aren't in the picture, but we can very clearly see what's happening out of the shot. There's exactly the right amount of detail where it needs to be, and also a really loose sort of roughness, which gives it that conceptual look, also where is appropriate. So overall, they've got the brush strokes happening in a way that's really effective, and the piece conveys a really clear sense of atmosphere and drama. The next piece is by artist Radioactive Roach, and it's called Tun Tun Rider. It's an invented kind of bird-like creature, which this artist named a Tun Tun because he thought it sounded appropriate. This was originally an ink drawing and was scanned in and coloured in digitally, and they've done a fantastic job. Really unique sort of style here. It's almost something that could work quite well in a children's storybook. The style strikes me as somewhat similar to that sort of Where the Wild Things Are, almost Dr. Seussish in the line work and how it mixes with the more pastel toned desaturated colours. It's really well done and the composition is strong as well. So that is a fantastic piece, and thank you for sharing that with everyone. Next piece by artist Apops is called Goat Skull. This is one of those pieces which kind of gives that less is more feeling. It's really quite a simple piece. It's a silhouette of a woman and a skull of a goat on her head, and it's interesting because there's really not much in the way of form. There's her head and hair. The hair flows in two angles, which frames the bottom of the piece, and then the silhouette of her face and the goat skull creates the interest in the piece. But the overall tone in colour is sort of sepia, and overall, though while quite simplistic, is very effective and creates a really nice sort of aesthetic. Our next piece is by artist Joseph A. Mayo and it's called Berserk. Any guesses as to who this is? It is, or once was, Super Mario. It was originally designed to be a street art piece and has since evolved into kind of its own standalone piece here. It's just got such a cool cutting sort of style, really oozy, but at the same time, while it's got that obvious sort of repulsing feel to it, it's really more cool. It's really more cutting edge in style. I don't know quite how he's done that, but it's really good with the line work and internal fillings, and the colors work really well together. Next piece by artist Silver 8500 Print is called They Whisper About Him. This is another one of those artworks where not too much is happening, but it's the little things that capture and keep your attention. The two things about this piece that really snap into place are the contrasting between that deep blue and deep orange colour, and that deep orange is really brought out in the beast's eye and in the rim lighting following the silhouette of the character, which really helps it pop out from that background. And there's especially great use of colouring as well in the inside area closer to his eye and the inside horns. Our next piece is by artist Ron Scop and it's called The Other Kind of Wolf. This piece seems to be something of an ode to Little Red Riding Hood, and the aesthetic of this forest is just amazing. I really love how that green fog is oozing through the piece. The overall tone of the piece is that sort of acidic green, but then we have that central sort of vigil of light, that Little Red Riding Hood, but with a desaturated color scheme, so it doesn't look too strong and doesn't stick out too much, and it's just more like this frail light in the darkness, and it comes across really well. The strongest part of this piece, aside from its wonderful technical execution, in my opinion, is the narrative, the way it frames and tells the story. We have a really nice foreground on the left of the image with the crow in the tree overlooking the scene, almost in the same way that we're overlooking the scene as viewers. Then of course we have the midground where Little Red Riding Hood is walking through and holding what seems to be a pregnant belly, and holding a little lamp and a little scared of course, and then the background which shows the environment, which is this ominous and somewhat threatening forest. So a fantastic piece, really well done. This piece is by artist 07 Raffaello and it's called Captain America, and this artist has made some fantastic progress in their artwork, and it's really cool to look at the artist's previous artwork and see where they're at now and just see so clearly how quickly and how concentratedly they've been developing their style and challenging themselves, and the result that we have here compared to some of the artwork from, you know, a while ago is quite drastic, and it's really impressive to see how far they've come. And if that trajectory is followed, then this artist is going to be making some fantastic improvements and creating some even more amazing pieces. And this one is very strong. It's got rim lighting in all the right places. It's really well shaded, and it isn't just one or two toned. And of course, we have some dynamic effects like the pose of the character and the speed of the shield shown through a motion blur. So great job. Our next piece is by artist Orange Puddin', and it's called Excuse for Drawing Lips. And you can see why it's named that, because in the end, while this piece overall is really well composed and there's a really nice feminine figure here, it's all kind of tied in by, strangely enough, these dainty little lips with that bit of gloss on the inside bottom lip there. But everything about this piece complements the overall feel. So we have that really nice silhouette, which is almost a profile. We have the eyes, which are really nice and strong and draw us in, and then those lips, which are really well shaded. And though the piece is minimalistic in terms of detail, in a way it complements it, because we're only really looking at what is drawing our attention in particular, that is the lips and the eyes. Our next piece is by artist Cero Vero, and it's called Blood Haze. This character seems to be a barbarian type of character, really well portrayed through anatomy and pose, a really strong pose. My only criticism with this one would be that the sword looks a little bit too small for him to be wielding it as if it was that heavy. So I'd either make the sword a little bigger to justify the intensity of that pose, or loosen his stance up a bit. But other than that, the texturing and shading and painting of the piece is really well done, and the lighting, the sense of motion, everything about it is really strong. So they've done a fantastic job. And our final piece and feature of the week, ladies and gentlemen, is by artist Soraxes, and it's called Bella. This piece is just a really interesting mix of elements of modern graphic design and then old school oil painting. It's really interesting to look at. And yet it's somewhat paradoxical. We have this really poised looking woman who's got blood in places holding a sword, but it looks almost like a farmhand. And we also have this ripped, tortured part of her connected to her pulling out to the side. And it's really quite interesting. It's one of those pieces that just captures your attention and you don't know what it's saying, but that's okay because it's just saying whatever it is so strongly. It's just a visual, fantastic piece of artwork. The other reason I wanted to feature this artwork is because they've made a leap in progress. Seeing their other artwork, they obviously have some great art, but this one just is over and above. Some of their other artwork is very strong and outstanding and well deserving of commendation and a front page feature on Newgrounds. So congratulations to them. Thank you very much to everyone who submitted to the Artist Showcase. If you'd like to share your artwork with us and the artist community at By Artists for Artists, make sure to wait till the end of the video and you can see the post roll and instructions on how to enter. Otherwise, I'm Jazza. Thank you for watching the By Artists for Artists Showcase, and until next time, I'll see you later. Do you want a chance to be featured in a future Artist Showcase video? Upload your artwork to the art portal on newgrounds.com. Send a link to your artwork in a private message to us by going to our user page at byartistsforartists.newgrounds.com and click Send a Private Message. Make sure the words Artist Showcase are in your message title and that the link to your artwork is in the message. Please send us a link to one image and not a whole gallery, and limit yourself to one artwork submission per week. To qualify for the showcase, your artwork must be uploaded to the newgrounds.com art portal. Remember, if your artwork is selected to be featured in a showcase video, there will be a delay from when you send it by at least several weeks to when it's showcased in the video. Thanks for following the showcase, and we look forward to seeing your art in the future.